Hi, welcome back to the workshop for episode 29 of the ES335 build. And in this episode we make a major step towards getting this to look a little bit more like a guitar by getting the neck to fit into the body. Okay, so now it's time to marry this neck to the body using the neck pocket that we cut in the last episode. However, to do that, we need to understand a few things about the geometry of this neck and how it fits to the guitar. And on a set neck guitar like this, the most critical thing is that you get the break angle right. Because if it's too far one way or the other, you're not going to be able to set the guitar up properly. Now, the plan I've been working on has got quite a detailed cross section of the neck tenon, and it does mention somewhere on here what the angle should be. But I'm not going to work to that because whilst this isn't a terrible plan, I just don't really trust it to that extent to work my neck angle off it. So I'm going to have to figure this out myself. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm once again going to borrow a technique from my good buddy Dane Nichols. Check out his YouTube channel. He's got all sorts of very, very handy tips and tricks on there. So what I've done is I've prepared this bit of wood, and it's pretty straight on the top and it's planed down to be exactly the thickness of our neck pocket. So that's a nice snug fit in there. And what that means is I can adjust that to the angle that I want, and it's kind of going to stay there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of measuring out and marking on this to give me a rough position for my nut line. I can then kind of put my fretboard on, and then I'll position the bridge roughly where it should be, and I can use this piece of wood to adjust the angle so that when I put a straight edge along it over the bridge, I can get roughly the action height that I need. Having done that, I can then mark on the side of this bit of wood down the side of the neck pocket, and then that will give me something that I can set a sliding bevel to give me the angle that I need on the cheeks of the neck tenon that will run down here. Once we've established that cheek of the tenon, we can simply put a square against it and mark that angle in, and that will give us the angle that we need to cut the bottom of the tenon to give us the correct angle into the neck pocket. That's quite a lot to go through and explain, but I think it'll all become very, very clear once we actually start to work through the process. Okay, so I've done a little bit of mocking up here. I've got my bridge in kind of roughly the position that it's going to sit, and I've got it sat on the two little adjuster wheels, but I don't want it to be so low when I set this up that I've got no downward adjustment, because if I get it slightly out, I might not be able to dial the action that I want in. So always allow for a little bit of downward adjustment. So I've taped a bit of binding there because I know that's 1.5 mil thick. So I think that's kind of roughly where I want to be. I've marked my nut line on this piece of timber, and I'm going to position my fretboard there. And I've taken some post-it notes and I've just kind of put some together and measured them until they're roughly what I would want for my nut action. In this case, that's about 25 thou. So I'm just going to place those on top of the first fret. And then I'm going to run a straight edge across all that and see where I'm at. I'm just going to take them in position just to make my life a little bit easier. And that's kind of where I want it. Now that would give me quite a low action out of the box, but I'll be able to adjust that up if I needed it. And that gives me the angle that I need. So I'll just take my sliding bevel and just set that up, and then I can use that to mark on the side of the neck. Okay, so it's time to start laying this out now. And the first thing I've done is I've measured from the nut line, which is actually on this neck where the break angle is, onto the headstock, and I've measured the 414mm that's specified on the drawing, and that's where the angle starts. However, they've measured it from the bottom and not the top, so that 414mm isn't accurate. So what I need to do is actually start my angle at the bottom of where this heel section will be, and then that will get me into the right place. However, the bottom of where the heel section will be isn't the bottom of my wood. This is still way too thick. So I've taken a measurement and it's 47mm. So I'm just going to set a marking gauge up, 47mm. And just mark onto that line. Do it on both sides. And then I need to take the sliding bevel that we set up in the last step and just draw those lines in. And you can probably just about pick out there. It's probably moved that line about 2mm. I'll just square that line across. Okay, so with that established, I can now take my marking knife and cut a nice deep knife line into there. Okay, so that's the cheeks marked out. So the next thing we need to do is to mark out for the sides of the tenon going this way. Now I've measured the neck pocket and it's come in at 39.5mm, and this piece of timber is 59mm. So using the power of maths gives me a difference of 19.5mm. And if I halve that, that will give me 9.75mm. But what I'm going to do is take my marking gauge and I'm just going to set it up to 9mm. So that's going to leave me an additional 1.5mm on the tenon. Because at this stage it's much better for this tenon to be too thick than too thin. If it's too thin, it's a disaster. If it's too thick, it means I've got the opportunity to just very gently plane the cheeks of the tenon down and get it to a nice snug fit in that neck pocket. So I'm just going to mark that 9mm on both of those faces. So that gives me a measurement of just over 40mm, and that's spot on. We'll just carry those right the way round. Okay, so that done, all we need to do now is get these two bits of waste removed. And with that done, we can simply just start to saw this out. And then we'll just saw the rest of this waste out. Now I'm cutting a little bit away from the line. Just so I don't take too much material away. Okay, so there's the bulk of that waste taken out, but I am both too long on this tenon and also too fat. And both of those things are good things. So the first thing I'm going to do is just to start taking some of this additional thickness off. And it's not much, but it's enough to keep it out at the moment. So for that, I'm just going to use a little shoulder plane. And the beauty of this plane is it will cut right up to this face. So I can get it right into that corner and just plane out the excess. Fits in now, but obviously the tenon's way too long, so my shoulder isn't coming back to where it needs to. So the next stage is to just measure how deep this neck pocket actually is. That's given me 76 mil. So I can measure that back from there. I've just squared that line across, but of course we need to follow the same angle as we've got at the front of the tenon. And so again, I need to follow the same routine. Just deepen that knife line with the chisel. And then again, just going to take this off with a handsaw. I'm just going to take that to the disc sander and just clean that up a little bit, get it a little bit nicer. Okay, so that's cut down, I've smoothed it off, and I've also taken the time to start putting the radius on the end of the tenon. I'm not going to go too far with that because obviously we need to cut quite a bit of this off. But before I can do that, I just need to clean up these cheeks back here just to make sure that they're perfectly square and that there's no waste remaining in there that's going to keep us away from getting this fitting up properly. Okay, so we've got this fitting fairly nicely now, but you can't really see very well in this shot, but the neck isn't able to align with the body in this area, so there's a big gap at the bottom and not much of a gap at the top. And the simple reason for that is the bottom of the tenon is still square, so it hasn't got the correct angle on it, which means that the neck can't tilt into the right position. So the next step in this process is we need to cut the bottom of the tenon down until we can get this bit flush with the body. That will also, if we cut the right angle in, mean that the neck will sit in the right position. So the first thing we need to do take the neck out. I'm just going to take some measurements there. And that's given me about 40mm. And then if I measure the tenon in the same position, that's given me 61mm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my marking gauge to 21mm. And I'm going to use that just to put a little mark in that corner on both sides. And then I'm just going to square off that shoulder and against that mark. And then just run a gauge line just to join them up. And then I'm just going to rough this out on the bandsaw, keeping kind of well on the waist side of this line, so that I don't go too far, and then we can kind of clean that up the same way we did with the sides of the tenon to get the fit that we want. Okay, so that's obviously a lot closer than it was, but we're still a few millimeters away. We're also a little bit away from this sitting back as far as it should. I'm not concerned if it doesn't fit absolutely perfectly into this section, but it is really important that it fits well here. So if that means the tenon needs to be a little bit short in the pocket at the back, I'm quite happy for that to be the case. If you look at a lot of old Gibsons, there's like an 1/8 of an inch gap there sometimes. So if it's all right for them, it's okay for me. But the first thing I'm going to do though is just clean down the bottom of this tenon, because it's still quite a way away from the dimension that we measured. And what you can also find is when you kind of address one problem with these joints, it can affect the other problems as well. So we might take away some of that shortfall just by getting this to the right place. Okay, and there it is. That's brought that down to level now. It may be fractionally above the top there, but it's kind of maybe 1/10 of a millimeter or something. But I'm going to leave that on for the time being, because I'm going to have to do quite a lot of fitting to get this into the shoulders properly, because it is a little way off on this side. But that's the bulk of it done. But there is a little bit more work needed there to get it fitting absolutely perfectly, and we need to kind of trim down and shape this heel section as well. So I'm going to be tackling all of that in the next episode, as well as getting the rest of the neck ready and prepared for the fretboard to go onto it. So I'm going to leave this episode here, but I'll be back with you in a couple of days where we'll go through all of those bits. So as always, like if you've liked, leave me a comment if you've got any questions about what we've covered in this episode. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.